everybody. Welcome back to Sipping Tea with MBG. It is February. Can you believe that January is already over?
I know.
Whoa.
I know.
Whoa. Well, happy February, everybody. February is a very important month. It is what? Black History Month. My mama say Afro-American. Wow. Well, guys, as always, Sipping Tea with MBG definitely wants to bring you some information. But first things first, let's definitely shout out to everybody that has been listening and supporting us as we had Brainbuster 101. And if you don't know what Brainbuster 101 is, that was our mental health awareness segment for the month of January. And we felt that it was important for us to talk about mental health coming into 2018 because so many things happened in 2017 that those events were the result of mental illness, whether diagnosed or undiagnosed. So just to kind of recap, we brought you information about multiple personality disorders, bipolar, schizophrenic, narcissistic, histrionic, borderline, so many. That's just to name a few. But what we want you to do is go back to Sipping Tea with MBG, download Spreaker, go back and listen to the episodes. You can also find us on iHeartRadio. We are on iHeartRadio, so if you are a podcaster and you like listening to podcasts, go to iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes. We're there. Sipping Tea with WITH-MBG. But the biggest thing that I can say to you is that we always want you to remember, and I said this constantly in the last episode, we see with our brains, not with our eyes. Our eyes send information to our brains, and our brains interpret the images. And basically what that means is simply that if I see it one way and you see it another way, it's because your brain is interpreting it differently. And we cannot argue facts. We can definitely voice our own opinions and hold strong to those, but sometimes we have to self-reflect and try to figure out, wait a minute, is my opinion so far gone that I might be suffering from something? And once again, we're not clinicians, but we are trained enough to understand diagnosis, signs, symptoms, treatment, and to make recommendations if, in fact, you feel that you are suffering from something. But without further ado, you know Amber J is the big history buff over here, and she is going to bring you Black history facts and health facts.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, again, this is Sipping Tea with MBG, Amber J, in the building, giving you what we do best, which is to inform, educate, motivate, and inspire to be agents of change. So, being that February is Black History Month, and it's also, Health Awareness Month for different organizations like, heart, diabetes, things like that. We're just going to give you some facts, and it's not going to be just the same old facts. We're going to give you some facts that I never heard of, Lily may never heard of, and, and for the audience as well. So for the first Black History fact is going to be John Perkins, also known as Jack Punch, who was the first black commissioned officer in the Navy. And this was way back in the day, like 16, 17, 1800.
What?
Like, probably even further than that. Like, his born date is unknown, but I think it was like 18-something. But, yeah, he's the first black commissioned officer in the Navy.
Wow.
And, back then, they was really heavy with the ships and the seas and stuff like that. And for the health fact, of course, doing some research to see what's the latest health fact and everything. And I came across one, and I cannot remember the source it was. And it was drinking coffee can prevent depression.
Amber, you tripping?
No. Actually, they said drinking coffee can actually prevent depression. The breakdown of it, I'm not sure, but I know for me, when I drink coffee, I get up, and then I come crashing down. Or if I put that good creamer, that good Bailey's creamer, I may have to go to the bathroom because, that lactose intolerance thing might kick in.
And see, I'm not a coffee person. But you know something? That might be right because my mom has drank coffee ever since I can remember. And she don't never be depressed. She just cuss people out. But I think cussing can prevent depression.
But that's just, two interesting facts. And again, if you want to, look these facts up, of course, you can always Google, you Google John Perkins, a.k.a. Jack Punch, and, drinking coffee can prevent depression. And just see if you're a person listening and you do suffer from depression and you don't incorporate coffee, try it as a trial and error to see if it does anything for you. In addition to if you are on any medications or if you self-medicate, not in that way, but if you're not taking no prescriptions and you're just trying to deal with it, try coffee to see if it does change your mood any. And if it does affect, or actually try maybe with 3 different brands maybe.
Okay.
I don't know if there's a difference between the instant coffee or the Keurig coffee. I don't know if there's a difference between the two. But, just try 3 different coffees, 30 different ways. Try lattes just to see, if it does do something for you as far as, dealing with depression. If it works, hey, let us know. Again, you can let us know on Facebook at Motivational Brown Girls-MBG. Of course, you can email us. Follow us on Instagram, motivational_brown_girls. And just let us know if you are listening, you are suffering from depression. And just take a chance. You can't go wrong. What you can say? No, it didn't work. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, it worked. That's all you can do. But that's the facts that I have. But this month is going to be interesting because, we're taking a trip back with a little twist. And, we're calling this month Visiting Old Friends. And what that is, for those of you that listen to us and that are in the Richmond area, we've been on TV several times. And we had a segment called MBG Speaks 101 where we hit various topics, but we never really discussed it on our podcast. So we decided to, take a trip back and say, hey, let's, revisit what we did on the TV show, but just add a little twist to it. So, of course, this month is just all about date, Valentine's Day, and also it's all about love, so to speak, with a little twist to it. So, so of course today we're gonna hit on dating in a social media driven world. It's a spinoff to when you talk about dating in your 30s on a TV show. So of course we're gonna attack that. We got who do you love, your preferences, and and the question for who do you love is, are you attracted to what you see at home? And we're really gonna dig into that.
Yeah, really we can really, we're
gonna discuss what I like to call bag lady or bag man. And if you know Erykah Badu, that means baggage. Is that a problem in today's relationships? Are we not doing it appropriately? What does it mean when somebody bringing in baggage into the next relationship and vice versa and all of that?
And we got to figure out, because Amber, my question is going to be, is baggage inevitable?
Right.
That's going to be, but anyway, I'm not going there right
And then, of course, we're going to talk about what does love mean to you. And that's a spin-off to when we introduced Brown Love. So what does love mean to you? Because everybody's definition is different. So one person can come from an actual loving, affectionate family, and another person can come from abusive and think that's love. Or another person can come from, an ancestral sexual abuse family thinking that's love. And another person come from a heavy religious background, God, you're going to hell, and think that's love. So, we're just going to just hit different things. And, again, this is about being open-minded and not judging anybody, but just looking at different things from different eyes, from different perspectives, and just getting a better understanding, because that's what's missing in the world. Everybody's so quick to be like, oh, I'm real, and pose all these questions and stuff on Facebook like surveys, but when they say something you don't like, then it's a problem or you hating, and that's not being open-minded.
And I was informed that haters don't exist. I was informed that haters don't exist.
Lil Duval said the same thing.
Yeah. See, the only way haters can exist is if they're in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're a figment of your imagination, then
it might be something up with you.
But I digress.
that was last month.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that's hearing voices and stuff and having delusions.
Okay. That was my mental illness kicking in. I got amnesia. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward.
Amber, I thought we were going to take a break, but I think we need to jump in and really talk about dating in a social media-driven world because we got a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot going on, and you know what? Before we even jump into it, I want to tell you about what happened to a very, very, very close friend of mine just recently. This lady was in a relationship. All of us, all of her friends met the gentleman. Cool guy. I mean, we all went out, had dinner with him. He invited his brother. It was me, another mutual friend, and we, were having dinner. And so we were like, okay, yeah, she finally got a good one because she had been married. And she's like mid-40s, had been married and everything. And so the interesting thing was that we're talking about the social media-driven world. Now, I know everybody doesn't use social media. I get it. But I always ask why. Because it is a social media-driven world. That's how you connect with people.
Right.
That's how you market and brand. So I asked her, so you don't use social media? So it's cool you taking pictures. And, that was cool. Well, let's fast forward 2 years later, which is now. Actually 5 months ago. This gentleman went back to his wife, of whom he was still married to. He had been living with her for 2 years. Had been living with her for 2 years as her boyfriend. And I mean, guys, the reason I'm telling this story before we get into this is because social media can be used for a positive, but it can also be used for the negative, and can be used to deceive. And so what I want you to be mindful of is fake pages exist, number one. And number two, you need to research people beyond social media. Don't take everything you see on social media at face value, but also question it. And I'm well aware, and I'm going to keep emphasizing this, I'm well aware that there are some people that do not use social media. But in this day and time, I often question people, because I hear people say, I don't use social media, but I do use Snapchat. Well, why is it that you use Snapchat? Because Snapchat goes bye-bye. Facebook doesn't. And I've noticed that. And so just be mindful. Ladies and gents, be mindful, because women are doing it too. Women are married, men are married, and they're living single lives in their marriages.
Right.
But I just wanted to put that story out there because this lady, she actually went into a deep stage of depression. She was probably in, Amber, from July of last year until now. But the interesting thing is that even now she's still attracting the wrong type. So, and we talked about that, and it hurt me to my core because she sat beside me, and she said, Lily, am I that stupid? With tears in her eyes, she said, Lily, am I that stupid? And I was like, I'm not going to say that you're stupid, but I will say that you got to be okay with being alone.
Right.
Because men and women alike can sense when you're needy. And when they can sense that you're needy, you know what they're going to do.
Right.
Right.
So, again, it's a mirror. So, you got to be mindful of what you attract. If you keep attracting the same thing, then something in your brain should be like, let me look at what I'm doing or what's wrong with me. And not saying that in a bad way, but just saying, why am I attracting what I'm attracting?
Yep. So my thing is, and guys, we're definitely going to jump into the topic because we are visiting old friends and we are going to talk about dating in the social media-driven world. We're going to talk about everything from, like Amber J said, we're going to talk about preference, old school, new school dating. Lily Mae going to hit y'all with coding. I don't say courting, coding versus online dating, deal breakers, age difference, sexual orientation, so much, guys, so much. But we're going to take a quick break. But before we go into break, definitely want to keep the Black History ball rolling. And did you know that on this day in Black history, the first Negro Baseball League was formed in 1886?
Wow.
And it was the Southern League of Colored Baseballists. And that Southern League of Colored Baseballists, and BALLISTS. And so I think that's kind of cool. But once again, everybody, I'm your girl, Lily Mae. Amber J is in the building, and we're going to take a quick break, and we will come back, and we're going to get into the meat of this thing, dating in a social media-driven world.
Coming up for air, nobody even cares, even though I thrash around, it seems I'm invisible. Coming up for air, nobody even cares, even though I thrash around, it seems I'm invisible. Coming up for air, nobody even cares, even though I thrash around, it seems I'm invisible.
what's up, guys, and welcome back to Sip and Tea with MBG. We in the building. Of course, we're going to dive right on into this. But before we get into the topic at hand that we discussed on before the break here, I just want to address something. Shout out to Bruno Mars for winning Album of the Year. Yes, I said it, and if y'all going to be mad and claim people got snubbed, the definition of snub means if man or woman did not get nominated whatsoever. Bruno Mars stayed on the Billboard all year, him and Chris Brown. That was history. Nobody has done that. So for me, it's my opinion, it's well-deserved. But people are very upset that Bruno Mars got Album of the Year. And, yeah, you can use the conspiracy on they went the safe route, because they want to, because everybody was so pro-black and political and speaking on the truth and stuff. So you could say that, you could say the Grammys took the easy route. Say, okay, let's just say Bruno Mars to appease people. You can use that, but
I really don't think that's what happened.
I'm just thinking because he had single after single after single. The album they played it to death.
It's just make it hard to argue with. That don't make it right though.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
He had a bunch of safe hits. It's just like Chance the Rapper. It's just like he can't go wrong if he keep making songs that's appropriate, quote unquote.
That's true. Well, that's been him. Now I will say the person that did get snubbed was Big Crit. Big Crit wasn't nominated at all. Now I would say, okay, if you're gonna put somebody out there as Album of the Year, recognize Big Crit.
Well, and it was the Grammys, guys.
Yeah, and Crit don't have the singles. He don't have the singles. Like he just don't. I was shocked that Childish Gambino was up there for Album of the Year, but he had a good album too.
Yeah. So again, Grammys is popular.
Shout out to Cardi B and SZA for doing their thing. Because I'm trying to tell you, y'all, think I ain't gonna have one of them dresses. It's gonna be in plus size. Shout out to Stretch Couture.
This always look good though. Always.
That is a pretty girl.
Oh yeah. Well, we're gonna jump.
Oh God, yeah, we gotta get.
I ain't want to go into it too far, and I'm not gonna touch Kim Kardashian and this cornrow thing. I'm gonna leave that alone.
You know what?
I'm not gonna touch that.
So we might have an encore show on a Wednesday. So guys, you might have to tune in to Sip and Tea with MBG live with all of us on. Because, we might have to.
I'm not going to touch that cultural appropriation foolishness right now. Even though, I don't know what news it was, but the lady, I don't even know her name, but she hit the nail on the head when it came. Yes, she did. She really did. And, made a comparison how it's, okay, we wear cornrows and we go to work. It's a problem. It's ghetto. It's this and that. But she do it and flex. And flex for the gram.
But you know what? And we are going to talk about dating, but it's real. Because I got a coworker that her hair has been purple, pink, blue, green, and everything. But I guarantee you, if I roll up in there with some pink, purple, blue, or green hair, it's going to be a distraction.
Yeah.
So is it okay because it's her hair and I buy my bundles? You see what I'm saying? But anyway.
Yeah.
So,
It's tricky.
So, Amber, you want me to talk about old school versus new school dating. So you want me to talk about coding. I think you just want to hear me say code, girl.
Yeah, coding and actually dating. And you know how, on TV show, I gave the list on how people, the comparison between actually physically going out and getting to know versus, online.
All right, so guys, y'all know it's Lily Man. You know I got to really give y'all some education before I really just get ignorant. So, old school is courting. Okay, and the technical definition of courting is romantic involvement with someone to promote prospective marital status. Key words, marital status, to promote prospective marital status. So that involves paying special attention to someone in an attempt to win their support or favor. Now, that support and favor means the support of their parents and their family. That's what courting was and still is today. Because believe it or not, in some cultures, courting is very high. That's how you have the arranged marriages. Now, new school dating simply means to go out with. So, usually someone you are sexually or romantically interested in. Sexually or romantically interested in. So guess what? You can date multiple people. And the reality is that dating means you are sexually and romantically involved with different people in an effort to find your mate. So that's the first thing you need to understand. Now, if you're going steady, as it used to be called, that means you're only dating, you're only romantically and sexually involved with that one person. So, girlfriends, I hate to say it to you. You better be careful going around talking about, yeah, me and him dating, because guess what? He can be dating you. He can be dating Amber J. He can be dating me. He can be dating Antoine. He can be dating Adam. I'm just saying. You right. Double dipping. You right. So, excuse the hell out of me when I tell people, no, I'm not dating nobody. I talk to people, but I'm not dating nobody because at this point in life, I have decided that I think I'm of the status to be courted. Mm-hmm. You know, I've dated. Like, I dated in 2017 and had a damn good time doing it. But what I found is that women, when we're dating, it's strong. It's strong. Because when a man gets a feel for what they could have, they start to get imaginative and start thinking things that's not real.
You know what I was getting ready to say?
I can agree with that.
You end up being
you know, it used to be that women thought they were in relationships, but now it's men.
Yeah. I've definitely thought for that. As soon as I met a girl and we were dating, not courting, I immediately started thinking miles ahead with her, and it's not realistic.
You know what? See, I love a real man. I love a real man that will admit it.
Yeah.
So, Amber, I know you want me to address old school versus new school. So let me go new school, and I'm going to kind of jump back and forth. This new school dating is nasty. It's nasty because dating takes multiple forms. Dating takes the form where you find somebody on POF, Tag, Soul Swipe, Tinder, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. You meet them, you fuck them, and then... But it's hard to meet someone on a social media platform and date them in a more sensual sense, meaning let's go out to dinner, because the first thing that they're going to say is, oh, well, let me come through. What you coming through for?
Right.
But not even that. Even if you, I've had incidents where I DM a girl when I was doing that. I mean, I DM a girl and say I want to take you out, and it would still be an issue. So during that time period when I was DMing girls, man, I was just like, either way, it's a hit or miss. Either she want to talk to you or not.
Okay.
So that's what I started looking at. I was like, either she like you or she don't. It don't really matter if you DM. It don't matter what you say. If you want to say come chill and she like you, she going to come through regardless of what platform or level she on.
I don't know, Antoine. And I'm just... And Amber J cannot interject in this conversation because she always got some shit to say. But I'm just a different person. Because I can like you, but if I don't want you to come through, you're not coming through, because I'm going to let you know that you don't run nothing over here. And I think that's the issue, though. I think what has happened, it's hard for women that have standards to really date.
It's hard to have a balance.
Yes, because it's so many women. I didn't know this. I didn't know this until I had entered online dating, that guys would be like, wow, you know you're a breath of fresh air, because most girls be like, you trying to, I'm trying to fuck. And, I mean, I had no clue.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't believe that women would do that. I thought only men did that.
You'll be surprised. Girls have gotten, like, ever since I said after I graduated college, girls have gotten way more aggressive in saying exactly what they want. They don't really want to go through the walks and that awkwardness. They want to get straight to the point, like, I want you to be my man, or I want to have sex with you.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's new school.
Yeah.
That's new school. Because even, I mean, really, and Antoine, we can include you a little bit, but, you know, we got a little bit of years. We got a couple of years on it. But Amber, you remember, like, even in college, you know, you meet a guy at the party or whatever, and y'all vibing. You still would, like, even if you already knew what time it was later on that night, but you still would kind of chill and act silly but now it's like knock, 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 be butt naked when I get, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not courting, though.
I blame us, though, because it's come to a point where everybody's allowed men to pretty much say whatever they wanted to say about women for so long, to the point I think women just got frustrated, like, okay, you know what, I'm not about to be the princess no more, the queen that y'all want me to be. I'm going to act the same way y'all acting since y'all got this freedom.
Yeah, I can agree with that because I definitely did
because, you know, looking through just doing research and stuff,
mm-hmm.
you get this, and I'm not saying all men are about this. Like, you got those men that are like, you know, it's a turn on if a woman tells you what she wants off the top.
Mm-hmm.
That's, you got those men. Then you got the other men like the guy, I can't think of his name, that's always saying, no, present yourself as being a queen and don't show so much. And also, then you got the other men that's like, I got the weed and the drink, come on, and, you know.
Yeah,
so you got,
and I know we're going to talk about deal breakers, but that's a deal breaker.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, you got all these, you know, from the men's perspective, come at me like this, I like you like this, I like it like this, so it's like, okay, well, hell, shit, we can do it all.
Well, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but I don't want to talk too much about New School because y'all know about New School, but I want to give you some tips from Precious Cora. And Precious Cora is a website. You can definitely check her out. It's Precious Cora, and she has the courtship do's and don'ts. And so let's start with the do's. Cora says, talk a lot, talk some more, and talk again. Talk about your plans, your fears, and your aspirations. MBG would say, talk about your family history, talk about the mental illness in your life, and your mama, daddy life, and everybody's life, because it's somewhere down the line. Pray together. Study whatever it is that you study and practice it, because my personal belief is that you need to believe in some higher being. I'm not saying what that higher being or who that higher being has to be, but you need to have a relationship with somebody bigger and higher than you in order to have a relationship with someone else. And you need to have a relationship with yourself.
Yep.
And I feel like in order to have a relationship with yourself, you need to have a one-on-one relationship with a higher being. Visit places together. If the only place that you can ever go with this person is in your house or in their house, something is wrong. You're not courting, you're dating, and you might not even be dating. You just might be confused. And also, talk to your parents about your intentions. You know, I get that everybody doesn't have that relationship with their parent, but in some form or fashion, find some elder that you can talk to about your intentions and get advice. Now, let's get to the don'ts. Precious Core says, don't engage in sex, kissing, and caressing. Okay, guys, let's be real. I'm glad Precious Core want to give us the do's and don'ts. And she's referencing courtship, but I want to say this. Intimacy and sex are two different things. Intimacy and sex are two different things, and I want you to look it up because we inform and educate, but you need to educate yourselves. Don't move in together. Okay. I'm on the fence about that. Old school, I would have said, yeah, that'll work. New school, you need to live with these people so you can see how they live, so you would know their habits. Because I know for me, I could definitely have a stay-at-home husband. Because I get sick and tired of somebody up under me all day. I want you to stay at home and take care of them rascals, so when I get home, you already got them settled, and I can do what I need to do. That's just me. You don't court more than one person at a time, but you date more than one person at a time. So you have to figure out what works for you. At the end of the day, I'm going to say this. The difference between old school and new school dating is simply this, the amount of respect that's involved. Respect is not involved in new school dating.
I agree.
Well, that goes right into the deal breakers.
Huh?
That goes right into the deal
breakers. What about
breakers.
these deal breakers, Chad?
Well, you know, hopefully everybody has some standards. Some people just don't care. And I done come across some people that don't care. I have. And then when you can admit to me that you don't care and you just a nasty, then, hey, I can respect you for saying.
That's what I was about to say. I can respect that, though. I can respect that.
But, of course, you know, deal breakers, you know, if you go to psychologytoday.com, they broke it down by colleges and, the 10 deal breakers for college students and all that other stuff. Okay. And I saw that, and I was like, oh, that's good, but I just want to have a conversation on deal breakers just as a general conversation. Okay. I didn't want to get into all the statistical stuff. But I got two definitions what deal breaker means or what is a deal breaker. So, of course, for dictionary.com, in a business or political aspect, the deal breakers mean a factor or issue that, if unresolved during negotiations, will cause one party to withdraw from a deal. Let me repeat that. A factor or issue that, if unresolved during negotiations, will cause one party to withdraw from a deal. Okay? Now, according to Urban Dictionary, we all know what Urban Dictionary is. The definition is the catch that a particular individual cannot overlook and ultimately outweighs any redeeming quality the individual may possess. So again, the catch that a particular individual cannot overlook and ultimately outweighs any redeeming quality the individual may possess. Example, he was married with kids and I don't condone adultery. That would be an example of that. So that kind of sounds like it's the same thing, don't you think? The business and the politics.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because when you come into it, if you think about it, and some people do look at a relationship as a business. Some people do.
Amen. You know I do.
So if you're coming into a relationship looking at it as a business, or you come,
she called.
Whatever. The question is, okay, this is what the deal is. You agree with or not?
Okay. I dig it.
Like you look at it as again, deal or no deal.
Yep.
And it also comes down to having standards of being picky when it comes to deal breakers. Now, we all have deal breakers and stuff like that. So where's the line drawn? When you have a deal, if you have all this 10,000 list of standards and deals that you just cannot, that's it, it can't be crossed. But when does the pickiness, or when do you say to somebody, you know what, you're just being too picky, and not necessarily lowering your standards, but you need to be realistic with it?
I think it's based upon experience in relationships, because, you might have somebody that's been in 10 relationships in an 18-year span, and then you might have somebody that's been in none and just been bouncing around from person to person. So what they might not be a deal breaker for them might be a deal breaker to me, and vice versa. I know me personally, I can be picky at times. Like, a big thing for me, cigarettes. That's a deal breaker for me. Like, cigarettes is a deal breaker for me. An attitude. Like, if your attitude is always negative, you always see everything wrong with a person, you'll never see what they're doing right. That is a huge turn off for me. And if you're not doing nothing, if you don't have like a game plan for what you got going on in the next month or so, that's a huge turn off.
See, I ain't the only one. Thank you. I be trying to act like they be talking about me and the dust and the crumbs. But you made a valid point because, and guys, once again, you listen to Sipping Tea with MBG, and we try to be as transparent as possible. So my issue, and I know that a part of the reason I'm so picky is because of what I saw in my household. Like, everybody knows Lily Mae is a daddy's girl. I love my daddy. Like, my daddy could be like, the sky is pink, and I would just be like, it sure is. And so, but from 17 years old to 29 years old, I had 3 relationships. That's 12 years, 3 relationships. And each relationship got longer and longer, so I knew I was growing.
Yep.
So for me, it's like I didn't have bad breakups either. So it's hard for me to be like, I'm going to accept this, because I really didn't have negatives to really compare anything to. For the most part, I'm just like, all right, you know what,
okay, we done did this for 7 years.
Exactly. And mamas are a deal breaker for me. Mothers that cannot let go of their sons. That's a deal breaker for me.
I think I'm kind of going through that.
That's a deal breaker for me. if your Antoine, the thing is though, deal breaker guys. If you're dating someone and your mother has that person's phone number, it is never okay for your mother to call that person and question you guys' personal business, particularly your sex life.
What?
It's never okay. Yeah. There are some mothers that want, some mothers date their sons' girlfriends in their mind, meaning they plan their sons and their girlfriends' lives. There are mothers who have planned how many kids y'all are going to have and when y'all going to get married, and when it doesn't happen the way they want it to happen, then they start the SHIT, and that's when Lily Mae walk up out the SHIT. And the saddest thing is, and Amber knows this, the saddest thing is to this day, and, I'll put it out there because it's out there. My last relationship, that individual is stuck in a situation right now, and he's having to admit, I made the biggest mistake of my life. And he had to beg me pardon and say, you know what, you were right. So deal breakers, mamas that cannot let these sons be men.
That just brings you to an episode of In Living Color. It's an episode of In Living Color where Jim Carrey is still attached to his mama by the umbilical cord, and he's a grown man. So he's out doing his thing, or like he's at a party trying to drink beer, and his mama's still attached to him doing everything. And that's what it reminded me of. And, of course, I'm always related to a song or to something, but that's what it is. It's like y'all still had this umbilical.
It's a good comparison, though.
Yeah, an umbilical cord attached to your son, and he can't go and be him and be his own individual. You're trying to pull him back and
then I blame some sons because some sons allow it. This is my thing. If anything, I would say I'm never saying disrespect your parent.
It's a
never
thin
saying
line. It's very difficult.
Yeah, never saying disrespect your parent. But I think, in my opinion, an appropriate conversation would have been, Mom, I'm really trying to build a future with this person, and you crossed the line, Mom. You don't call and ask nothing like that.
You know what another good example of that is? Jumping the Broom. Movie, Jumping the
Heck
Broom.
yeah.
That's another good example.
You know what? That was me and him.
Where the mama was stirring up
Except
stuff.
for my family ain't bougie. My family
stirring up stuff to the point where she revealed a family secret. And the girl got so distraught because she'd been taking the disrespect. And the son wasn't doing anything. Okay, that's just, pacifying it. And when that came out, she did it. She revealed
Loretta Devine was the antagonist.
She revealed the secret in a devious way.
She did.
So being that it was done that way, she was like, okay, you happy now? You've been disrespectful. You've been trying to cut a wedge. Okay, here it is.
Your mama ain't your mama. You don't even know who your mama is.
Right.
Basically.
Okay.
And she did that at the wedding rehearsal dinner.
Yeah, so, okay, now I'm gone. So when it hit, the son is like, no wonder everybody before her ran off because you were running them off.
And basically that's what he had to come back and say. And so now, we're not going to go no further.
It's difficult because you want to stay loyal to your mother, but at the same time, my cousin Jermaine was just talking to me about it, that mothers have to accept at a certain point that your son has become a man, and that's where that understanding between the mother and the son just goes away.
Yeah.
Because a mother can never be a man.
Right.
So that's what gap I'm going through right now.
And it has, and for you mothers out there that are struggling with this, again, we're not bashing or anything like that.
Right.
But you have to come to a point in time where your son is not your man, your husband, your boyfriend. He got to step out on his own. He is not the quote-unquote man of the house. And, it's still, was it leave to cleave, that the whole thing? He got to stand on his own. It's amazing how some mothers are harder on their daughters than they are their sons.
Yes. And I don't even have a sister, and I agree with that.
Oh, well, I can vouch for that. That's why I'm telling you. And I tell my mom this all the time. I blame her. Because really, let me tell y'all something. I feel like if I had decided I didn't want to go to college, or if I was popping out babies left and right, I would be like an outcast. I would be a disgrace to my family. But I feel like if my brother was in these streets doing what he wanted to do, it would be okay.
It'll be acceptable.
And I have always, and I carried that weight on. Because of that, It affects me in everything that I do. I carry the weight of the world on my shoulders.
It's like mothers accept men for being men at the weirdest situations. Like you accept a man when he down in his last and he got to do something that's possibly can get him locked up. But when he wants to become a man and do something like positive with his life and like try to get like a wife at home, kids and stuff like that one day, it's like that's like you got to do that.
But I wonder if the jealousy, envious part comes into play with that, because single, and again, I'm not bashing, but I'm just, of course, thinking differently here. So you have a single parent, the father ain't there, whatever the case may be, and of course, son trying to get the wife and do the things right, and there's that pull. So you wonder if the mother is pulling as hard because, well, I ain't have what my son is trying to get.
I think it's fear. Just like I believe a mother is more intimidated by the son with the drug dealing friends more than the woman that he could pretty much get out the way and go get another one the next day. It's easier for her to try to run her off than his drug dealing friends, because at the end of the day she's intimidated by them because they're probably crazy and bought their son along to get in this situation. So I think that's why they kind of drift more towards the woman, because they're like, okay, I can bash on her, but I can't bash on the friend. So
yeah,
I don't get it. It's not fair.
Yeah, it's not. And like I said, y'all just be mindful of that. The parents, you just really be mindful. And same thing with fathers with daughters, and same thing, because fathers can be real hard on the sons and be real easy on the daughters, that type of thing. So just be mindful that your children have to be adults and produce and move on in life and all that stuff. But before we get into age difference, I had a question for y'all. Now, we have these so-called representatives when you date or court, whatever it is that you do, that go before you when you get to know a person. When does the representative step back and then the real come in?
Oh, hell. I don't think I give them time, child. Because, I be pulling it out of them. Like, and I think that's my other thing. Like, I wholeheartedly feel like after 30, the sunshades come off.
Yeah, I know that's right.
The sunshades come off.
I know that's right.
Because before 30, I know that I would give you multiple chances. But it's like now, at the first mishap, I can't. And it's not that I think somebody is going to be perfect, but I just feel like when you get to a certain age, and I know women and men mature differently, so I don't need y'all to tell me that the human brain doesn't mature until 26, whatever.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Life happens, and I understand that. But those representatives, Amber, I tell you what, realistically, I'll give you 30 days. 30 days
like
probation.
a contract.
I'll give you 30 days. Limited warranty. Parts not included.
I'm real from the jump nowadays. When I was back dating and courting other women, I was very upfront, because at that point I was just tired of being in relationships where I tried and gave my all and it didn't come out right. So I was at a point now where if you ask me if something I agree with and I didn't like it, I'm gonna let you know. Dinner table first date, I don't like that.
Right.
Off jump.
Right.
I'm going to let you know, because I don't want to waste my time with you, because at the end of the day, two things are going to happen. You're going to date me and be upset when I'm tired of dating you, or we're going to start courting and you're going to be upset when things don't go right when I told you this won't work out anyway.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm. I think for me, for representatives, I think, in the beginning, you kind of tiptoeing, because, again, you all know each other, so you kind of, let me fill you out type of thing. But, again, I think with age and after a while, you got to be like, you got to kind of keep your phone, okay, like, okay.
I'm with
what are you here for? What are you here for? Especially if you've been through the ringer so many times, you've been dealing with some foolishness so many times. I know somebody who has, multiple children, and she told me, she up front, if she dates somebody, look, this is what I got. Either you with it or not. She ain't playing no games. And she's over 30 as well, but she ain't playing no games. This is what I got going on, and this is what I'm looking for. You with it or not?
Yep, that's the way it should be.
And it's like You can't even, they didn't get a chance to even take a breath and say my age is or my name is. She's like, boom, boom, boom. You with it or not?
You either like a person or you don't.
Right.
The girl I'm with now, before we even spoke, I was like, yeah, I could be with her for a minute. Just off looking at her, I was just like, yeah, I like her. Off jump. And if I don't get that feeling from you, I already know it's going to be a dub. Because when you piss me off, I ain't going to want to look at you. But I can actually look at her and, like, it still be upset with her at least.
Yeah.
Wow, that's, yeah, because, you know, I be going off, like, but, yeah,
I don't think you do I think you do 2 weeks, if that.
It depends on the person.
Yeah,
it depends on the person.
Yeah, and it's a
people that I meet that I've never known before. Oh yeah, you probably won't even get 7 days. But people that I've known, like known previously,
Blow up or something.
Yeah, now I can get them 30 days because I'm like, all right, I knew you back then, so I know where you come from.
Yeah, you a lame man.
If I know your mama, your dad, your grandma, I know y'all ain't got no mental health issues. All right, I might give you some time.
She's like, or you know how you do. Oh, yeah, you know, your dad tried to so-and-so was crazy. I don't know.
I'd be like, them cognitive processing deficits. I mean,
He's like, I remember you in high school. You was a little lame, but you know, you like you said, you glow up. You know, you looking good. I'm gonna give you a little chance here. And the minute you know, okay, you still that lame.
Yeah, that's about it. But.
Okay.
Wow.
We're going to jump into this age difference thing because, you know.
I think we need to hear from a man about this.
Yeah, because, you know, Aaliyah said it best with the lyrics of R. Kelly. Age ain't nothing but a number.
That's because he was letting her pee on him.
But that's fine. You know, we already knew his deal. If y'all listen to his music, we already knew what type of time he was on.
Okay.
But, again, you know, age ain't nothing but a number. And for me, when I was young, I had things for them older men, child.
We all did.
I thought an older man looking at me.
It irritated me so much.
Woo, really?
I never understood why women that was like my age wanted older men.
It was the maturity.
It's something about it.
Who was under 18.
It was a maturity thing for me because I was actually more mature than I was than my age.
But they not mature.
Me too, girl.
But, you know, it was something about it, and then they would look at you, and I was like, you know, you get all that.
But nothing mature about these guys though.
But then this what happened. As I got older, them tenderonis started looking at me, and I was like, oh, so I guess I'm, you know, getting my cougar on. And, you know, you try to resist and be like, you know what, no, you a little bit too young, whatever. But, you know, y'all young men be posting these good things with no shirts on and stuff.
Yeah,
and with flexing these muscles and things. And it making it hard out here for a pimp, you know, to say no. And y'all really persistent out here in these streets. And
you know, I said that the other day because I'm like, I was born in 1985. So nice young gentleman was like, excuse me, I was coming to drop this paper off. So I'm like, okay, well, who's your child? You know, and the gentleman said, oh, my little brother. I said, oh, okay, cool. So then the next day, the student comes and said, Miss Jones, my brother said, you know, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, yo, bro, how old is your brother? Oh, he's 24. I said, hold on. 24, which means when I was a senior in high school, he was in 4th grade. And see, that's how I look at it. Like, when I look at it like that, it makes me sick.
I
even said that. Like, it made me sick.
Yeah, that's the primary thought. As soon as you look at the age difference, that's the first thing that comes in your mind when you think about the age difference from schools, unfortunately.
But Antoine, can you elaborate on, you know, the age difference, you know, on this segment? Because, you know, everybody got a preference of age and a cutoff age and all that stuff. And then you hear people say they were 7 years their junior, 7 years their senior, and all those stuff. So can you break that age thing down? And is age really on a preference level because you may like older or younger, or is it a maturity thing?
Okay.
I mean, well, for age, for me, I I personally feel as though age is not really a big thing in this time, and they just more so what's your taste at this point in time, and that might be somebody that's 22 for a 40-year-old. That might be their taste for that time. I mean, people always change what they like every 5 minutes. Like we can eat pizza today and say that's our favorite food, but we'll be tired of it next week if we ate it all for that 1 week. So I look at that's how relationships is too. One thing that I did see as far as age difference, an old saying, half your age plus 7. And the rule goes as a rule that splits half your current age, and then you add 7 more years to that number. For example, if you were 24, you would divide that by 2, and that would give you 12. Then you will add 7 to that, and then you could date somebody that's 19 if you were 24. But they said once you get out of that range, that's when you got the question. It kind of sort of like, all right, what are you doing? But if the person over 18, let's be real, nobody's ever made a big deal about it at this point, and nobody except for the mother or father of the girls of the girl. But besides that, don't nobody else complain about it. Everybody just let it happen from far as what I know.
And you know, based on where I work, I see ages all the time, and it's for me because of how I grew up and the era that me and Lily grew up. It shocks me to see a huge difference for me. And I done came across people that are 40, the person 25, their spouse 25, or the person 50 and 30-something. And I even seen somebody that was 20 and their spouse 17, still in high school. And I'm like, you get the face like, for me, it's like, what? They allow that to happen? What?
It's all about persistence. It's all about when somebody wants something, especially a younger person. A younger person really don't got nothing to lose as much as the older person. If anything in this day and age, the younger person has all the benefits. They can get what they want, and they can sue your ass later on if they wanted to and get some money out of you. So it ain't no but benefits from the kid at the end of the day.
I think for me, because I've met, some younger people, brain off the chart. Younger people, brain ain't there. Same thing with older, brain off charts, brain ain't there. And I think it's just a matter of if you vibe, if you click with that person. And age, can play a factor depending on where you are in life. So, somebody may be 40-something, established, got their house, whatever, set in their ways. And then here comes somebody 30. They may, just starting to get into the groove of life and things. So that may be a factor of, well, shoot, you just get into it. I'm already established. I don't know.
Right.
If that's going to work. So it may just be a play thing. So I don't know.
That comes in growth with relationships, though.
All right. So my mom and dad were 10 years apart, right? So, but the interesting thing is that they were 10 years apart when my mom was 38 and my dad was 48. I think the age difference, the older you get, the less of an issue it is. I think when you're younger, it's an issue because, to be honest with you, if you're 25 and you with a 60-year-old man, I don't mean no harm. You don't love that man for real. You love the fact that you can still get a baby by him, and he's going to be getting a Social Security check soon, so your child going to be taken care of.
It hurts me to think women actually think like that.
Well, and they do.
I had to accept that when I got older. I was like, women don't really think like that when I was younger, but...
Because I'm thinking about an individual right now who has a young wife that is, they have children, and she's going to be sitting pretty, and them kids are going to be sitting pretty. So, but for me, I don't mean no harm. My daddy always told me old men give you worms, so.
You probably did it as a scare tactic for you.
He did.
It worked.
You doggone right. Because, something, I'm not attracted to older men. I might say they nice looking, but I'm not attracted to older men.
And I noticed, I come across it, he nice. He's nice to be as an older man. But if I was younger, I would be like, ooh. But now it's like,
I would mess with an older woman.
But now it's like.
But the weird thing is, these young guys love older women.
Yeah, I do.
But you know what that is? I'm gonna tell you what the difference from back then and now is, though. Young guys now want older women because they looking for a mama. That's what that is.
There you go with that.
You might be right. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
because
what that
older
is.
women, I don't know what
They'll
it is.
take care of it.
They just know what they know what they want. They're very direct.
And it goes back. And guys, once again, you listen to Sip and Tea with MBG. And those of you that were listening before we took the break, and I told the story about the lady that she'll be 50 years old this year, and she was in a relationship with a 30-year-old. Come to find out, he was married and had been married for some time, and they were dating for 2 years, living in the same house, and he hid his marriage. So, yeah.
He a beast.
He is.
But
you know what? That was I think that was one of those conspiracies. You know, and you know what?
How you pull that off?
Off the record, y'all.
Way longer than that.
Just to throw this out there, y'all, be careful on social media. People will hit you up from London, UK, Africa, South America, all over the place, and they will try their best to scam you into babies and marriage and all this craziness. Guys, be careful. Just be careful. When these people, King Labula Wala Wuke, if they're trying to add you, please don't accept these requests. Human trafficking and sex trafficking is real. And what you need to understand is that when you get mixed up with other cultures, particularly in marriage, you are property. You are property.
Mm-hmm. We got to be careful.
But I digress.
Hey, before we get into the call to action and wrapping this thing up, we're going to hit on sexual orientation.
Oh, yeah, we do got a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to hit sexual orientation. We're just going to move on because, again, we always had to sip some type of tea somewhere in the show. But now, back in the day, the sexual orientation you had, heterosexual and homosexual and maybe bisexual. Now you got cisgender and I can't even keep up.
Sexual, and you know what? That's going to be a show by itself.
I can't even keep up.
That's going to have to be a show by itself because we really need to talk about what sexual orientation is, what it looks like. And you know what? I think we need to really find individuals who represent each, I hate to say genre, so category.
If they want to be honest
people
with
that truly want equality got to understand that you got to speak with every kind.
Yeah, so you can understand.
If they want to be honest.
That's one thing that kills me with the black community. Like, we're very strong on just us right now. And I understand that, but you also have to leave the door for equality if that's the overall goal we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and like I said, when it comes to that, to get individuals to speak on behalf of the sexual orientation, if they're willing to, because you still got people who hiding instead of being open and honest with themselves.
Yeah.
And out in this world. So we ain't got to touch that. Just know we're going to come with it somewhere up in this month.
We're going
to discuss that thing. We're going to discuss it. So just to wrap up, of course, we always do the call to action, what to do to make change and everything. So when it comes to dating and things of that nature, courting and things of that, and age difference and preferences and also, like so we can get into so much throughout the month, you have to start questioning yourself, where are you going in life? Where are you at in life? What are you attracting? You keep, it's one thing if you, every now and then, you got this big pool of men or women and you just, dating, humping folk, however you want to do it, and you come across a diverse group. It's one thing to do that, but it's another thing to keep attracting the same old. So when does the question pose to yourself, what's wrong with me? Not in a bad way, but why am I attracting? Call to action is let's start taking responsibility for what we're attracting, what we're doing for ourselves. And we holler about, we want a good man, a good, woman. Ain't nobody out here. What you doing to even attract them? To attract a good man, a good woman. Your credit right. You got your own place. You paying your bills on time. Is the debt collectors running your phone bill to death to get that money? Are you managing your finances correctly?
What's your game plan to fix it?
Right, exactly. So you can't be hollering, ain't no good, and you ain't doing no good. Oh, Lord. Go ahead, Lily, go ahead.
I'm just saying,
go ahead.
I don't know. I struggle with it. Like I struggle with the scenery because in the places that I'm generally going and affiliated with, the reality is that half the time I don't want to be involved with anybody that I'm around. And just being honest, and I think I said this before. As for me, most women that have status, I'm going to use that lightly, they need or want a man with status. As for me, I have always said, give me a plumber, carpenter, auto mechanic, auto body tech, military man, truck driver, because in my mind, that's a hard worker. No disrespect to doctors and lawyers. Yeah,
but that's because what you had in the household.
Exactly.
Again, we're gonna touch on that. We're gonna touch on that. So, if you out here, attracting the same stuff or whatever, take a risk and step from the same old bars you attend or wherever it is that you keep attending, and just do something different. Like go, like here in Richmond, sometimes they have that event at the Fine Arts Museum.
Yeah,
all the little parties,
the after hours.
Yeah, the after hours. Yeah, do something. Do that, or they have what?
They have drinks.
Unlocking. Like unlocking
Mm-hmm.
RVA here in Richmond, VA.
And another
like
thing, and also
and,
there are organizations. Oh gosh, and I cannot think of the name of it, but there's an organization out on the West End, and they have singles mixers all the time. And the reality is this, guys, and this is to my fellow brothers and sisters. Stop going places just because you don't think it's going to be anybody like you that look like you there. Maybe if you start showing up, you'll see 3 or 4 people that look like you. And then the next time there'll be 30 people that look like you because they'll tell somebody, hey, some more of us was in there.
It's all about getting out your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Once you get out your comfort zone, you start breaking down other doors, you'll find where else you can be comfortable at. It's just a matter of you being uncomfortable for a moment just so you can get in there.
That's right. Wow.
Well, this was interesting, but guys, this is Sipping Tea with MPG, and please, tune in next Saturday. Of course, we're going to do our Black History fact, our health fact, something that I didn't know, Lily didn't know, Antoine didn't know, and we're going to get into the topic of who do you love, and that's not only just yourself, but again, what you attracting, is it a correlation with what was in the household? Like I said, we're really going to dig deep into the heart of this thing because, people just out here just dating because
being reckless.
Right, and they don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
But you got to enjoy that loneliness to even accept somebody. Because if you don't want to be bothered with yourself, what makes you think somebody else won't want to be bothered with you?
You got to learn how to sit with yourself.
Exactly.
And if you can't sit with yourself, something wrong.
Right.
I hate to say it, my girlfriend gets mad at me sometimes, and I just be so comfortable with it. I'm just like, I got something else I can do if you want to leave. I just be so comfortable with it. I don't mean it in no disrespect or no type of way. I'm just so comfortable with myself. I'm so comfortable with myself.
I'm the same way. Sometimes you need that.
But significant others get an attitude, especially when they've been in a situation where generally it's something negative going on. Because I've noticed that too. If I be like, nah, I'm good, I don't feel like being bothered. Who over there? Who you with? What? Huh? But yeah, love yourself first, please.
Right. Again, this is Sipping Tea with MBG. I'm Amber J.
Lily May.
Antoine Johnson.
All right. And again, tune in next Saturday. And as always, MBG listens.
And then we speak.
Peace out.